Good afternoon everyone. Today we will read about the DNA fingerprinting. Previous day we learned about the Human Genome Project and why it is important. Today we learn about the DNA fingerprinting. Okay? Why it is important. So you know that DNA fingerprinting, your body, that is all the characters are maintained by the DNA. So that's why there are some characteristics are different from each other. That's make you unique and you different from the others persons. Okay, so all started that in the processing section 99% of the base pairs sequence among the humans is the same. So most of the DNA sequence 80 GC all are same in the most of the human beings, but something is different, very little amount. Okay, so the humans is same, assuming human genome is 3 into 10 to the power 9 base pair, in how many DNA bases sequence would be the differences. So there is some differences are present in their base pairs also. That makes you unique. Is these differences in the sequence of DNA which make every individual unique in their phenotype appearance. Phenotypic means external appearance. Some characteristics most of the DNA sequence are equal to with each others because they all are same, but some differences are occurs in the base pair that makes you unique and you will appear in the different phenotypic characters. If one aims to find out genetic differences between two individuals or among individuals of a population, sequencing of DNA every time would be a daunting and expensive task. Imagine trying to compare two sets of 3 into 10 to the power 6 base pairs. DNA fingerprinting is a quick way to compare the DNA sequence of any two individuals. You know that DNA fingerprinting actually mostly used in the different types of the, if there is any type of identity crisis, if there is any type of accident, if there is missing cases, the DNA fingerprinting occurs to find out themselves. So DNA fingerprinting is one type of the quick process by which you can compare between the two individuals. Okay, how they different from each other. So what is DNA fingerprinting? It is a very quick way. It is a very quick way to compare the DNA sequence the DNA sequences of any two individuals. Okay, so this is the DNA fingerprinting. It is a very quick way you can compare between the two individuals. Okay, DNA fingerprinting involves identifying differences in the some specific regions of DNA sequence called repetitive DNA. So what is repetitive DNA? Some specific parts of the DNA are present which helps you to identify the differences. Okay, how you different from each other, that is called repetitive DNA. So what is repetitive DNA? Some interprinting involves the identifying difference in some specific region of the DNA. Okay, so some differences occurs in the specific regions of the DNA, that is called repetitive DNA, because in this sequence a small stretch of DNA is repeated many times. So because it is sometimes there is a repeated because some small stretch or some small amount of the DNA they continuously repeated each others. Okay, this repetitive DNA density gradient concentration, the bulk of DNA forms a major peak and base composition AT rich and GC rich. The bulk of DNA forms a major peak and the other small peaks are referred to as the satellite DNA. So satellite DNA, the small piece, the bulk of the DNA is the most of this repetitive DNA and the small part of the DNA is called the satellite DNA. Depending on the base composition, ATGC, length of segment and number of such microsatellite, mini satellites, etc. DNA is classified into many categories. Okay, so how many units are repeated depends on that. You can say that microsatellite, mini satellite. If their length are large, you can say that microsatellite. If their length is short, that you can say that mini satellite. Depending on the repetitive units, the satellite DNA is classified into many categories such as microsatellite, mini satellite. These sequences normally do not code for any proteins, but they form a large portion of human genome. Okay, they never code any type of the protein. So satellite part of DNA, they never code any protein, but they are very important because they form the human genes. Okay, human genome. This sequence shows high degree of the polymerization and form blood, and the basis of this shows a high degree of polymerization and form the basis of DNA fingerprinting. Okay, since DNA from every tissue such as blood, hair follicles, skin, bone, saliva, sperm, etc. form an individual show the same degree of polymorphism, they become very useful identification tool in the forensic application. You know that when there is any type of identity crisis occurs, if there is any accident, if anybody is missing, so they can identify by this forensic material and using this DNA fingerprinting, because this satellite DNA, they form the human genomes, and you can find the some matchings with their parental characters by the DNA fingerprinting. So you can find out that yes, they are belong to the same family. Okay. Further, as the polymorphism are inheritable from parents to children, DNA fingerprinting is the basis of parentage testing in the case of the disputes. So, basis of the parentage, if they can find out the parentage means the individuality of the family, the matchings with their parents. Okay, you can find out by the process of the DNA fingerprinting. As polymorphism of DNA sequence is basis the genetic mapping of human genome as well as DNA fingerprinting, it is essential that we understand DNA polymorphism means in simple terms. Polymorphism, variation of genetic level, arises due to the mutation. So you have know that what is mutation. Some changes occurs in the DNA, some parts, that may be point mutation, that may be deletion mutation, addition mutation. So some parts may be deleted, some parts may be transferred, some parts may be changed their page. So that's why some genetic disorders occurs. So this is called polymorphism. Genetic variation occurs. Polymorphism means genetic variations occurs due to the mutation. Okay. You have already studied in chapter 5 the processing section in chapter. New mutation may arise in the individual either in the somatic cell or in the germ cells that generate gametes in sexually reproducing organisms. In germ cells, mutation does not seriously impair individual's ability by the offsprings who can transmit the mutation. It can spread the other members of the population through the sexual reproduction. You know that our body is made up of the two types of cells, somatic cells and germ cells. Soma means body. The all body parts that is made by the same type of cell, they are always diploid in number, chromosome number of the 46 in all body cells, but only the reproductive parts of our body made by the germ cells. Okay, and they are haploid in number in by that. So that's why when the mutation occurs, they obviously reproduction, by the reproduction the characteristic transfer from the parents to children through the sexual reproduction. Alleles, recall the definition of alleles from chapter 5, sequence that variation has the tradition. Alleles means a pairs of genes present in the same sequence of the DNA. Okay, two alleles, one pair of the alleles present in the same gene. The sequence of the DNA polymorphism, if then one variant locus occurs in the human population with the frequency. In simple term, an inheritable mutation is observed in a population at high frequency is referred to as DNA polymorphism. DNA polymorphism means obviously the genetic variation occurs during the the genetic mutation occurs or inheritance occurs of the mutation, genetic variation occurs by the mutation that can transfer by the inheritable mutation, because inheritance means parents to children, that is transfer of characters from parents to children. So the mutation that occurs by this process, that is called inheritable mutation, and by the inheritable mutation DNA polymorphism occurs. DNA polymorphism means genetic variation occurs due to the mutation. The mutation keep on the accumulating generation after generation and forms the basis of variability or polymorphism. Obviously, some new characteristics, when one new characteristic present in the parents, there is some another characteristics also mixed with that characteristic, and they, when transfer generation after generation, obviously they develop new characteristic generation after generation. This the variability, different types of polymorphism ranging from single nucleotide change to very large scale change. For evolution and speciation, such polymorphism play very important role, and you will study that details in the higher classes. The technique of DNA fingerprinting was initially developed by the Ali Jeffries. Okay, he used a satellite DNA as probe, so very high degree polymorphism. He called variable number of tandem repeats. So what is VNTR? A satellite DNA, variable number of tandem repeats. Okay, the satellite DNA that show various types of the variation that the Jeffries used as for the DNA fingerprinting. The technique used earlier, VNTR, it included isolation of DNA, digestion of DNA. So first isolation of DNA, the satellite DNA isolated from the large DNA, that is repeated DNA. Okay, digestion of DNA by the restriction endonucleases. So there is some restriction endonuclease is present, that is also called molecular scissor, because restriction endonucleases cut down the DNA fragments. It's able to cut, so that's why it is called scissor. Okay, so first isolated the DNA from the large DNA, then it is caused by the restriction or digested by the restriction endonucleases. Okay, separation DNA fragments by electrophoresis, then DNA is separated by the process electrophoresis, transferring the separation DNA fragments to the synthetic membrane such as nucleocellulose or nylon, then the DNA segment transferred to the synthetic material, that is nylon or nucleocellulose. Hybridization using label VNTR probe and dictation hybridized DNA fingerprints by the autobiography. A schematic representation of DNA fingerprint, you can see that there is a picture, parental chromosomes and the maternal chromosomes and the child chromosomes. Okay, there is some parental chromosomes present and the maternal chromosomes are present. You can see in this book these pictures, parental chromosome and natural chromosome. Then you can cut down the chromosome 2 and chromosome 16 and DNA from the individuals. Okay, the VNTR belongs to a class of satellite DNA referred to as the mini satellite. A small DNA sequence is arranged tandemly in many copy numbers. Okay, so VNTRs that cut down the DNA, so very mini satellite is present, very small amount of the DNA fragments are present. The copy number varies from chromosome to chromosome in an individual. Obviously, how many copies are present, the length of the chromosome present in the individual depends on that number of the chromosome. The number of repeated shows very high degree of polymorphism, that a result of the size VNTR varies in the size from 0.1 to 20 kb. So VNTR size 0.1 to 20 kb because the length of the chromosomes varies from individual to another individual. After hybridization with VNTR probe, the autodiagram gives many bands of different size. So if you can see the DNA fingerprinting, there is some bands will be present. Okay, by this band you can identify their parental characteristics. Autodiagram, okay, of bands. The bands gives a characteristics patterns of the individual DNA. These bands show the which characteristics present in the individual and which characteristics present in their parents. The sensitivity of the technique has been increased by the use of polymorphism chain reaction. Consequently, DNA from a single cell is enough to perform DNA fingerprinting analysis. Any single part of the DNA, you can take that and you can continue the DNA fingerprinting process. Not that must be from that part is DNA is needed for the DNA fingerprinting, that is not needed. Okay, any part, single DNA. In addition to the application of forensic science, it much wider application such as determining population and genetic diversities. So it is helps in the determining the population and genetic diversity, because when you can, the architects or the scientists, they find out the different fossils, they can forensics test, and the DNA fingerprinting, obviously there is some common in their characteristics, and from which they can evaluate, from which they can originated, you can find out by the DNA fingerprinting population and genetic diversities. Currently many different probes are used in the DNA genetic fingerprints. Okay, so mainly DNA genetic fingerprinting is the important for the identifiers. When how could you do that? First the DNA is isolated, then it is digested by the restricted endonuclease, then you can enter into the nylon or nucleoplasm, then there is VNTR is present, and then they form the autodiagram of the bands. Okay, now you can compare their bands with the parents, and you can say that yes, they are originated from this family or that family. Okay, this is mainly important for the population and genetic variation, because genetic variation occurs, new characteristic transfer from one parents to another parents, so that's why there is new characteristic also mixes up with that type of the characters, so there is always new characteristics developed from the generation after generation. Okay, so read that very carefully. DNA fingerprinting is very much important. Thank you very much everyone. We will move to the next chapter in my next video. Thank you so much. Stay safe. Bye bye everyone.